This is an introductory episode on an overall series about modern society and culture. This shall lay the foundations for some of the reasoning in the upcoming videos. Over the past 5 or 6 decades, a drastic increase of stress in both adults and adolescents has been observed. To fully understand the stress of this era, understanding of the modern culture and society is required. But one must also understand the basis of stress's causal factors to be able to apply the relevant knowledge. The first subject at hand is that of supports. Just as supports help relieve pressure against an house, they also help relieve stress from people. There are many different types of interpersonal supports, but societal supports, individual bonds of friendship, and familial bonds are the most common and noteworthy of supports. One could picture this similarly to an house. If someone has bolstered the support beams of their house, they shall be more comfortable in the frequent storms ahead. This can be contrasted by someone with the equivalent of rotten old beams of wood for supports, as they would clearly have an harder time weathering the storm. A more specific look at these supports shall be necessary. Starting with societal supports. Oftentimes it seems we cannot choose to bolster this support, as society as a whole seems to many as an unmoving, unthinking force. This is not the case, however. It is merely that we do not have far enough vision to see an individual's effects, even in local society. But local society is the exact focus. As local society can spread its more far-reaching and structured support throughout a community. If you have these local supports, it is your responsibility to feed it as one would nurture a long-lasting and aged oak. In both cases, you are trying to preserve something so that it will last beyond your time. It is further harder to see, then, when there is not yet a societal support. It is like a sapling that you should nurture, even though you shall not live to see it grow to a full tree. Next, bonds of friendship and familial bonds as supports. These two are best covered together, as they work well together. Your own experience will most likely inform your understanding of this, as there may be certain things you would not say or ask of a friend, but would look for from family, and vice versa. This allows for further specific help with issues, a great boon when possessed, and a great loss when not. Of course, there is much relevancy with stress when it comes to my generation. This is probably due to the rise of social media. And although I like a good meme myself, that isn't even the primary purpose of social media anymore. There are many factors in social media that contribute. For example, Facebook notifications were originally designed to be blue, but the color was changed to red to increase the sense of urgency and the need to check them. Again, this is just one example. While stress can be a motivator, it can become an excuse not to do something, inhibiting one's ability to get on. There cannot be a proper outline of what causes stress, but the general theme is a sense of a loss of self-mastery. The obvious effects of stress can be more easily listed. For example, a loss of sleep, a general malaise, lowered cognitive function, and a lowered physical function, which, as you can imagine, is quite crippling when it is paired with the malaise. Stress can cause a variety of other afflictions of the mind and the body. And the old saying, mind over matter, might just prove its accuracy.